pick up some useful hints and tips and don't make mistakes that we have.
See the things that we get up to and take a look around the ships as we travel.
Why not subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to make sure you don't miss out.
Hello and good evening to everyone. Thanks for joining us on this, a bit damp and dismal.
It's a bit indifferent.
Monday night. Yeah.
Good evening, everybody, and as I said, welcome to our humble home. It's a little bit iffy outside. The weather, we've had some brilliant sunshine today, and then downpours of rain, which Dax wasn't overly impressed with. I wonder what it's been like with you, because I gather that in some parts of the country they've had iffy weather as well. Anyway, while we are starting, if somebody could tell us whether you can hear us and see us, that would be really nice. Don't forget, if you've got a question for us, please put the word question at the beginning of your comment so that we know and can identify that. And if you're enjoying this evening, then please do give us a thumbs up. Apparently YouTube like that sort of thing. So there we go. And the final piece of housekeeping, just in case, I have to warn you that Ken's come back home from holiday with a really chesty cough. He's a lot better than he was. Here we go again. But if he does have to dash off with a coughing fit, please excuse him, and please excuse me, because it'll leave me in charge. Please don't do that.
I do apologise for that, but it is getting better, thankfully. But yeah, it just takes me by surprise sometimes. So let's say hello to a few people then, Linz.
Yeah. Oh, apparently they can hear and see us. That's really good.
Good. Excellent. So let's see. We've got Tracy was in very early.
She was indeed, and she's got a question that we'll do a bit later.
Yeah, and Bob and Holly from Innocents Abroad, Andy and Carla. I just press the go button to see who else is in here. Paul and Carol. Hi guys, thanks for joining us all the way from sunny Gloucester or rainy Gloucester.
Or both.
Well, it could be a bit of each, yeah, if there's anything like here. Sherry all the way from North Carolina.
Oh, hot and humid there.
Hot and humid.
It's only not hot here.
And Cheryl, good evening. Cheryl, oh yes.
Dax, hey.
Saying hello to Dax.
Hello, Uncle
yeah.
Bob.
Uncle Bob saying hello to you. Yeah, as usual. And Cara can hear us okay. Right. So if that's the case, I guess we'll get started with our first question then, Lindsay, which is from Tracy.
The first one came in from Tracy, as we said. It came in very early, so we got it written down here. And basically she was asking whether we would sail on Queen Anne again. They've just come off from Ventura.
Oh, lovely. We had a lovely time on Ventura last November.
Didn't we? Yeah.
Good time.
So, Queen Anne, would you go back on?
Yes, definitely, but not for a little while. I thoroughly enjoyed Queen Anne. We had a fantastic cruise with some really fantastic company. You can't deny that. Excuse me. The entertainment was brilliant. Some things are different on there from the other Cunard ships, but I loved it and I embraced it. There were problems. There were problems with dining here, there and everywhere with service, cold food. So I think give her 5 or 6 months, she'll be absolutely fine, and it'll be a good time to go back on her because the overall experience was good, wasn't it? What do you think?
I wasn't entirely blown away.
Oh.
And it's difficult to know what didn't blow me away. I don't know what I was expecting, really. I do agree that the entertainment was far better. Most of the issues and the things I didn't like are probably the ones that can be sorted out with a bit of time. I really don't like the fact that they haven't got a decent prom deck, but then that's just the class of the ship. There were just things that it just didn't blow me away. I don't know. It was just it was at times I felt I could have been on almost any ship.
Yes, yeah, but then most ships are similar these days, aren't they?
Yeah, not for mine.
Yeah, but no, I liked it, and I think maybe my view of it is being skewed a bit because of the really good time we had.
Yeah. That was the best thing really about it.
Yeah,
the company that we had.
We had a blast.
Yeah,
Can't deny
came back absolutely shattered.
absolutely
You can't believe how
shattered.
tired we were after a week.
Being kept up till all hours of the night by some people. I'm not going to mention any names.
But they know who they are.
They know who they are, and they're on here tonight, some of them, yeah. So I hope that answers your question, Tracy. I would go back, but not for about 6 months. Lindsay's not so sure.
I should go back, but I wouldn't rush back. It would have to be a deal.
The deal. Well, we paid a premium, didn't we?
We did.
For what we got. But I can say that the internet works very well, because our live broadcast was our first ever live broadcast from a ship, and I was a bit. But thank you for watching, for those of you that did, and those of you who've seen it since. I hope you found it interesting.
Yeah, it was fun.
So, next question, Linz, that you
do you want to do this
down.
now, or do you want to do this one later?
No, we'll do it now.
Okay.
Excuse me.
So this one was from Innocents Abroad, Bob and Holly.
Who we just spent 16 nights with on Aurora. Let's
Yes.
clarify that. They could have asked us on there.
They probably did. We probably weren't sober enough to answer it. So if we had the opportunities to sit down and interview Carnival UK and P&O President Paul Ludlow, what might you ask him?
Well, that's a very...
I can give you a very quick answer.
Yeah, go on then.
When are you going to move to another company?
Lindsay.
Well, I'm sorry, but he seems to be the root of a lot of issues. And I don't know that there's many people that would really disagree with that. He seems to go in and he's very good at making money for the company. There's no doubt about that.
That's what he's employed to do.
But it seems that he's doing it and just sort of dumbing down the product.
To the detriment of long-established cruisers. But...
And that's the bread and butter, let's face it.
Well, he's obviously doing a very good job for the company, otherwise he wouldn't keep promoting him. There are certain things that we don't like as individuals that seem to have come about in his reign of terror. Sorry, did I just say that?
Yeah, you did.
In his time in charge. And he's giving extremely good value for money for the product. You can't deny that.
Yeah.
Yeah? But he's spoiling our experience on P&O, and I just see the odd little glint on Queen Anne that the start of things are starting to happen on there that we noticed when I only came into service, with the dumbing down of the drinks choices and things like that. The drinks choices on Queen Anne were probably half what they were on Queen Mary.
Oh, if that.
And it's only a minor thing, but that's how it started with Iona, with reducing the list and the things available, and then it started changing. So
I would have thought that there's still a market for premium. And we pay a premium to go on the slightly smaller ships, Aurora and things like that. So at least give us a premium experience.
Well, yeah, and we have said in surveys for many, many years now, put the price up on perhaps some of the older adults only ships, and keep the competitive pricing on the family ships, so the families can still go away and have a darn good holiday at a reasonable price. But perhaps those of us who prefer the way it used to be a little bit more, put the price up.
Well, they are starting to look at the adult ships doing slightly different itineraries and more interesting itineraries for those of us that have cruised a long time. And certainly we know that one that we had been looking at for 2026. While we were on Aurora, we were told quite categorically that was virtually sold out.
Yeah.
So the market is there.
Yes.
For a slightly more expensive cruise. So
yes.
I think that P&O particularly at the moment have got to look at the fact that a lot of their client base still want that.
Yeah, and I think there's room for both sides of it.
Yeah, I think so.
But enough politicism.
Yes, right.
Let's get back to the fun.
Yeah. Okay, that's it.
While we're talking about, while we're still on that sort of subject a little bit, while we were on board Aurora, and this is good news for anyone here who is an Aurora fan, we were told by the captain that Aurora is staying with the fleet for at least 4 more years. Hurrah! And they have an option on 2 additional years as well. He wasn't able to say what the plans were beyond that, But so we've got it for 4 years at the moment. That's the plan. So thank you, Mr. Ludlow, for that. Yes, thank you.
You know what's going to happen, don't you? The same as
I
Oriana.
don't know.
They made promises, then sold her.
I don't know.
Oh,
Anyway,
by the way, she's up for sale again, so...
yeah. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. We'll talk a little bit more about Aurora as we are here to talk about that and other things. So here she is, the beautiful girl. Oh, if I press the right button, it might help. There she is. Yeah, there she is, the beautiful Aurora, docked on the quayside. Now, our 16-night cruise was in the Baltics, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
And it's one of our favourite places. And we must say we were extremely fortunate for this time of year. We went to lots of lovely places, including this little place, Tallinn, which is absolutely beautiful place to walk through.
We got a bit confused there, though, didn't we? Seemed to have docked it at a different place.
Yeah.
A lot of people seemed a bit confused as to how to get into the old city.
Yeah, I think that was just us. But yeah, but the most impressive thing that we got and was the weather.
Oh yeah, fantastic weather.
The weather was unbelievably fantastic. We had one wet day in the entire cruise, which in Scandinavia in May is really very special. Yeah, very special indeed.
Yeah.
Right, let's see what other questions we've got here. Good evening. Looking forward to hearing about your 6 years. Good evening, Paul and Carol.
Yeah, that was your first experience of Aurora, I believe.
Aurora, yeah.
And
we think you loved it.
You enjoyed it.
Yeah, yeah.
So perhaps we'll have to get together and go together one time.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Sherry. Sherry can see in here. Lovely good can see it here. Looking good and sounding good. Well, looking good, stretching it a bit, Holly, especially with me. Lindsey and Dax obviously look very good.
Don't we? As well.
Loud and clear. Oh yeah, Rose is here and Phil's here. Oh, thank you, Phil.
Loud and clear. Sorry, Phil.
Yes, Rose is here. We're just catching up now. Yeah, and Phil's here, loud and clear. All good. Right, let's have a look and see what we've got down here in the way of questions. And cheers. Good evening. Lots of chit and chat, which we love. Oh. Paul and Carol say it's sunny in Gloucester at the moment.
Yeah. Give it another 5 minutes. It'll probably be raining again. Yeah. It's been doing that all afternoon.
It's on its way.
Yes,
it's on its way.
We're pushing it back up through.
We'll send it up to you. Yeah. Bob and Holly. Excuse me. To the question, Lindsay.
Oh, so this is from Keith and Christine. What are your thoughts on the Cunard's drinks package? We're on QM2 in December.
And they get quite thirsty.
Yes, we get quite thirsty. Okay.
Yes. Well, drinks packages are very difficult because they're very personal, aren't they?
I think we've come down on the side of, especially with Cunard, is that at the moment the decision for us on Queen Anne was, as it was a shorter cruise and we didn't have many port days, we would make more use of the drinks package. Yeah. Which I think we marginally did.
We were. I think there was about 50 quid in it.
Was it?
Yeah, for us, because it's quite an expensive drinks package on Cunard. But you have to bear in mind the price of the drinks, which aren't cheap, depending on what you drink.
Yeah.
If you're drinking cocktails and if you're drinking like double gins, like we tend to a lot, the drinks are quite expensive, and wine is quite expensive if you have some reasonable wine. But if you're drinking things like beer or cider, the prices are quite reasonable. Well, relatively speaking. You also have to remember the 15% surcharge that goes on top, which is included if you have the drinks package. So that's the other thing you need to bear in mind. But I did look at it and we were about 50 quid in it.
Yeah, so it's a difficult one, and it's something that only each individual can decide on. Really.
However, I will suggest to you, because you know what you like to drink, if you go to Paul and Carol Love to Travel's website, hi guys, if you go to their website, Paul, very carefully, and I know that Carol very carefully acquired all the latest information of the pricing on Queen Anne, and I believe it's now on their website. They'll confirm in a minute on here if it's not. I believe that will all be on their website now, so you can see the prices of individual drinks, so you can see what it would actually cost you, because only you can really answer what you like to drink. So for us, it's so-so. On P&O, we didn't have the drinks package, and we were actually about £200 better off by not having it. But again, it depends what you drink. And it was a 16-night cruise.
And we had a lot of port days.
And we had a lot of port days.
So
and
different.
Yeah, you tend not to drink so much the longer you're on. If you're on a 7-dayer, you sort of go for it, don't you?
Bob and Holly might disagree with that.
Well, we didn't drink much on our 16-nighter, really. No. So but have a look at their website. There's some really useful information there. And work it out for yourself, because, you know, if you drink beer and cider, you'll probably be fine without it. And certainly we've got one planned for later in the year, haven't we, on Cunard, and it's slightly longer. It's not on Queen Anne. And we are not planning to have the drinks package on that one.
Apparently not.
Because it's slightly longer. So, yeah. But, yeah, have a look on there and make your own mind up, because it's very difficult. Bob, you can't say things like that about Dad. He's been very busy in the garden today, haven't you, Dax?
Yes, he was helping me in the garden this morning. He was lying in the sun, sound asleep, until Ken came back from shopping with his dad, and then he pretended that he'd been busy all morning. But he has actually been working this afternoon, helping Ken dig some ground, weren't you, darling?
Yeah.
Yes, at least you've got a clean nose now. This will wake you up.
Oh.
What have we got? Oh, yeah.
Is that gin-soaked cucumber?
No, that's ordinary cucumber.
Ordinary
That's gone
cucumber.
straight down the hatch.
So we've got a visitor tonight. Tina's come to join us. Thank you very much for joining us, Tina. Always a pleasure to see new people here. And they've come along to check out Paul and Carol's mates. I hope we don't disappoint too much.
He won't disappoint them.
No, Dax won't disappoint. He's a good-looking one. Yeah. And Sherry says he's been helping Lindsey in the garden.
No, he wasn't helping me at all.
No, he wasn't helping me either.
He's
really.
not very good at weeding.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, guys. Like Paul and Carol said, you picked some good ones.
Oh.
All those drinks I bought did makes it nice. Yes, and they also said the company definitely helped. Yeah, I think the company made it very, very special. So we have a question here from Reese. Loved your vlog series on Ventura. We're sailing on in July doing the same cruise, but there seems to be a video missing from the playlist. Go on, you can do it, because I'm too embarrassed and upset about it.
Well, I don't know the technicalities, but basically Ken lost a lot of footage. And some of that was indeed Lisbon. It was also Lanzarote, where we had a friend of mine from school who took us around the island to see places that most people wouldn't get to see on a normal day visit there. And it also included our 35th wedding anniversary meal in the Epicurean. And it's all gone.
Yeah.
Isn't that wonderful? But just have to go back and do it again. So that's why there's some footage missing.
Yeah,
so apologies for that. But
very sorry, Reese, but believe you me, I am really sorry. I had a card go down before I backed it up, and I've lost it. I tried to recover it with some recovery software and all sorts, but I just couldn't get it back. So I do apologise to you, but I apologise to my dearest wife Lindsey even more, because that night in the Epicurean was very, very special.
Yeah, it was. It was a really nice night. We hadn't been in the Epicurean for a long time, and Ventura is one of the fleet who has brought back service at the table for certain dishes, including I think it's the only ship that base the crepe Suzettes. And it also carves the Alberca ham. So if you're going on Ventura, top tip from me, make sure you go to the Epicurean. It really is a good night.
It was good. It was really good.
And we found the glass house was extremely good, didn't we?
We loved the glass house. We weren't so keen on the beach house and the Sindhu on Ventura. However,
on Aurora.
On Aurora, on the cruise we've just come out of, the beach house and the and Sindhu were really very good.
Yeah, restored our faith. Yeah, it really did. It was, and it may well be that it was just that particular head chef and the way he does things, who knows? But it wasn't any of the dishes that we were expecting.
No.
They weren't as good. They weren't as flavoursome.
No.
In fact, we actually did make comment to the people up in the beach house and asked them if they had changed the recipe. And they said no.
They didn't seem to know because they were showing something in a photograph and what they were serving out was something completely different. But Reese, however, I do apologise for that. I mean, I was really gutted when I found out I'd done it. When I found out the card had gone down. However, if there are any particular questions you'd like us to answer on Lisbon or on Lanzarote or anything else, please ask them in here, ask them in the comments on this afterwards, or if you'd rather do it privately, go to our website. Hold on a minute, bit of a plug here, unadulterated plug. If I could find it. Where is it? Where's it gone, Lindsay?
Oh, it's somewhere there.
Oh, it's somewhere there. There it is. Go to our website. Oh, better take that one off. kengoescruising.co.uk, and on there's a contact us page. If you pop into there and ask us anything you like about that particular cruise or anything about the ship or anything else that happened to us, more than happy to answer you privately.
And we've done the Canaries a few times. So
yeah, we have quite a few times.
We do have a little bit of knowledge. Not a huge amount.
Yeah, so I do apologise for that, but
he's still suffering. Don't worry. Few people know that he's still suffering.
I'm really upset about it as well. It wasn't good. So Paul and Carol saying hello to the lovely Rose and Alfie and Reese. Oh, here is the nest. Oh, I'll let you answer that one, Lindsay.
Well, I think you two were much of a muchness, to be fair.
Diplomatic.
I'm blaming Carol.
Oh, Carol! You can't blame Carol.
Well, why not?
No, Carol goes to bed slightly earlier, about 5 minutes.
She didn't on some nights.
She didn't. No, she didn't on there. I remember one night you and her giggling away like mad in the nightclub.
Private little conversation going on.
You certainly did. You certainly did. So come on, I can't answer that because it's me.
I would have to say Paul.
Paul. Oh.
I'm going to be in trouble for that. I know I am.
You are going to be in trouble. He's going to kill you when he sees you next time. Right. Oh, Life with Lucia and Glyn. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us again. And they love our beautiful dog.
Yeah, he is quite cute, isn't he? Well,
everyone loves him.
When he's tired.
Yeah.
He's not always, we call him all sorts, and it's not always very polite, is it?
Carol says I said reign of terror. Yeah, I shouldn't have really said that. It was very naughty of me, talking about Mr. Ludlow. But hey ho. So I say
well, I have to say, having spoken to some of the staff on Aurora, they're unhappy with the management. They're not unhappy with their jobs at the moment. Some of them are unhappy with the management and unhappy about the way that they have to account for literally every drop. And I think it's just hard for them to go into that regime at the moment.
Yeah.
So reign of terror may not be the right term.
I mean, we met a lot of staff that we've met many times before. Some of them we've known for like 18, 20 years. And we were chatting to them quietly, and they were just telling us about how panicky it's got on board, certainly with the service of drinks, and it's just not much fun for them anymore, is it?
No, and yet they still wear it with a smile.
They wear it with a smile. They do their very best. They feel embarrassed because they can't give you the service that you would really like to.
Yeah. But they can.
They can't. Yeah, so
it can't be helped, unfortunately, because nobody listens to the passengers.
Sherry says she likes your candour. Why mince your words?
Well, exactly. Why indeed?
Why? A few more people are saying hello.
Oh,
Alfie. Sleeping. Oh, right. What ports do we enjoy most on our Baltic trip?
Oh, goodness.
Well, there's so many of them, weren't there?
You
can start first.
I'll start with, I've got a particular favourite in Helsinki because as a young farmer many years ago, and it is many years ago, I spent 4 weeks in Finland on a scholarship, and one of the places that all of us young farmers, 6 of us that were on a scholarship, had time together was in Helsinki. But I do like Finland full stop. I like a lot of the culture. I like a lot of the food. He doesn't. I like their coffee. He doesn't.
No, it's disgusting.
I like their vodka. He's not tried it. And so that's a favourite of mine, but because of special reasons. A favourite to visit would be, I'll start that one off with Tallinn.
Tallinn is always good. We had a slight disappointment in Tallinn, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we went to a pub that wasn't what we thought it was going to be.
Well, we'd never been there before, but we'd seen this themed pub advertised. In fact, we found it on YouTube, and you go there and the people are rude to you. And we sort of kept it secret from Bob and Holly, and we were going to take them along there and surprise them where someone started being rude to them when they served you. But when we got there, they weren't rude, were they?
No, they weren't. It was terribly polite.
They were dressed in costume, but it was just what it was. And it was a bit old-fashioned, but it wasn't. They've obviously changed their maybe it's new ownership or whatever. They've changed their theme, because it was one of these places where they serve you gruel and give you slops and sort of.
I don't think.
Well, they're rude to you and abusive.
They were very rude to you, and they gave you food that was perhaps not as appetising to look at, but everybody said was very tasty. So.
Yeah, so we missed. So that was a bit of a shame in Tallinn, but Tallinn's still a beautiful place to go to, isn't it? Just to walk.
Yeah,
and the wall was up on. Actually, I've got one more photo
here. I have to say that there were several. There was an awful lot of cruise ships in that day. Was it 3 cruise ships in that day?
2 or 3, yeah. I've got one here. So this is us up on one of the high viewing points with the old city behind us. It's it's a beautiful place. One of my favourites is Visby.
Yeah. Visby we visited 2 years ago.
Once before, yeah.
When, of course, 2 years ago, that was the start of the war with Ukraine, and obviously they couldn't go to St. Petersburg, but Visby was one of the replacement ports, and it was an absolute eye-opener to a lot of people. Beautiful city. You can walk around those streets and get totally lost, but they have so many church ruins there that all are labelled, that all the history is there in English as well. And they even have, I think if you went to tourist information, you could get a guide that takes you to each of the churches in turn. And I think they do it in a particular order to take you around the town. But then they got these lovely cafes there as well.
Lovely cafes and squares, and some of the food looked beautiful.
Bob and Holly had those open sandwiches.
Yeah, open sandwiches. They looked gorgeous, didn't they?
Yeah, it did look really good.
Yeah. So that's yeah, but they were all pretty good. We had 3 new ones as well, didn't we? We went to Aarhus, which was tainted slightly because it was the only place that we had bad weather. So we didn't quite get to where we were going to because we got drenched on the way, didn't we? Bob and Holly did get there. They went to an open air living museum, and they said it was absolutely fantastic. So we could recommend that one. But
it's certainly on the list for the next time we go there.
But I got piercing eyes burning me in the back of the head as we were walking up the street saying, "I'm not going any further." So we stopped and had coffee, didn't we?
We did. And
then we found the little Viking museum.
Yes.
Which we went in, and then we came back. But yeah, the pain in my neck is burning in the back of my head. It was awful.
I don't know what he means.
Alfie says hi. Hi, Alfie.
Hi.
Nice to see you. And Jerry and Diane are here.
Oh, you're never late, Jerry.
No, you're never late. You're never late. Oh, yeah. Paul and Carol would say, I hope Aurora's here to stay. Yeah. Definitely cruise on her again. We are cruising on her. We got one booked already, haven't we?
Yes, it's been booked for a while.
For next year.
For next year.
Yeah. And Tina says Aurora is top of my list to try next year. Come with us, Tina. Come with us. No, you'd regret it. I tell you, you would. Yes. So Sherry's saying hi. Definitely be up for that.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be talking at some point then.
We'll be talking at some point, yeah. He says, so we could make the next Aurora short. Well, that would be nice, Alfie. Trouble is with Aurora, if you want a balcony cabin on here, it can get a bit pricey because she's an older ship and it's mainly inside cabins and outside cabins. There aren't that many balconies, so the prices tend to be a bit expensive. But there are.
We had a bit of an eye opener this time though, because we booked a window balcony. Balcony. A window
Ocean view cabin.
Ocean view cabin. You know what I mean. And we had single beds.
We did. We had separate beds.
For the reason that the window is right in the middle of the room, well, the wall. And normally the double bed would be directly in front of it, which means it's really difficult to look out the window. So by having the beds separated and the two bedside cabinets in the middle, you had access to look out the window and film out the window even.
Yes.
And you also got a lot more room in the room itself, because getting your rear ends round those beds sometimes can be a little bit of a squeeze.
It felt really comfortable and spacious.
It really felt spacious, to the extent that we're going to change our booking for
March. Yeah, I think we will.
And change it to
an ocean view.
Ocean view.
Yes, and split the beds. Yeah. Yes, why not? At least if I get up early in the morning, I don't wake you up so much.
No, you don't wake me up much anyway. But there you go.
Nothing wakes you up in the morning, does it? No, it's difficult.
No. Once I'm asleep, I'm asleep.
I sympathise with you, Carol, because we both suffer in the same way, don't we? Next question, darling.
Moving swiftly on.
Moving swiftly on. Rose says, have you ever done a river cruise?
No.
I'll let you say something about this.
We would dearly love to. And we've kind of found a place in the calendar next year that might suit. So nothing's booked, but it's certainly on the radar and very much looking forward to it. But I said a long time ago that if we were to do a river cruise for the first time, it would be really good to do it for Christmas markets. Because even if you're not particularly enjoying the cruise, at least you would be enjoying the Christmas markets.
I think we would.
So I think we'd enjoy both, actually, from what we've heard and from what we've seen online. But that's what we are thinking about next year.
So we've made a few tentative inquiries already, haven't we? We've sort of had a word with Dan. It's deciding which cruise line to go with and the pricing on it, and also the transport, because Lindsey doesn't like flying. And it's whether I can persuade her to fly, or whether we're going to go Eurostar, or whether we're going to go on a ferry across, or whatever, how that works out.
Or whether you just drug me.
Or whether I drug her and set in the nicest possible way and put her on an airplane, because it's only an hour. Really. Hour and a half. So, yes, Rose, we are very seriously considering one, and it will probably be towards the end of next year if we do it. Because next year's not full yet, is it?
No.
No, it's filling up.
It's filling up.
But it's not
for
full.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not full yet.
No, we've still got a few gaps.
So, Bob's talking to Alfie. Oh, another question here from Tina. Have you been on Britannia later? I'm on her in September to a Baltic cruise. We haven't been on Britannia since October 2021, have we? You can't remember, can you?
Yes, I can.
We did
That was the first
That
cruise.
was the first
Foreign
international,
cruise. Yeah.
the first international cruise that P&O did after the pandemic, and we were lucky enough to be on it. Yeah,
It was all right.
it was okay. I think there were still COVID precautions there, which sort of taint it a little bit. One thing that we both absolutely adore on Britannia is
Glass house.
the glass house.
Yeah.
I think she's our favourite glass house
Yeah.
on any ship.
Just nicely positioned within the ship. The staff were excellent there. The food was very good. What more could you want, really?
I don't know what
But
it's...
again, they've got an Epicurean on there
They
too.
have,
So
yeah.
that's another
Yeah.
benefit of going on there.
There's a bit of a theme going on here, and it's all to do with my stomach, which is larger than it should be. So, Baltic's are good, Tina. Britannia, we have found, we've been on it, 4 times now?
Yeah.
And we did find issues sometimes with some of the passengers were not the friendliest of people. No issues with the crew. But some of the passengers were doing silly, annoying little things like closing the lift doors before people actually got in and just being awkward. And of course, on Britannia, in the middle of the ship, because you've only got lifts, you've got no staircases apart from 2 decks, I think it is. It makes it even more important, and you do sort of get lift wars at times on there. But when we were on there was still only about 1,800 to 2,000 people on there, and there were still sort of issues with that. But she also wasn't fully staffed. But I like Britannia. I mean, we're going on Sky in September, Sky Princess, and they're basically the same ship, run by 2 different companies. But as far as the ship, no prom deck, unfortunately. But a beautiful crow's nest on there.
Yeah.
Lovely crow's nest on Britannia. So yeah, we quite like Britannia.
Like most ships, there's good and bad.
There's good and bad on all ships.
Really.
Yeah, there are. You know, it's like Aurora. We love Aurora. She's our favourite, but we don't like the pub. We're not really that impressed with it.
Yeah.
It doesn't suit us. But you know, everyone has their own taste, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Tracy said, "Was it Arcadia you're looking at for 2020?" Yes, it was. We were looking at Arcadia in September 2026 and went right across to Egypt. Was it Arcadia? No, it was Aurora. It was Aurora, sorry. There is an Arcadia one as well in May that's similar. It doesn't go quite as far. But yeah, both of those have great interest for us. It would be nice.
In fact, the whole of that summer, I think there's about 8 or 10 cruises that Aurora and Arcadia are doing that are longer cruises because they're going further out. It wouldn't have been longer years ago, but they slowed the ships down to save fuel. But it just means that it takes a little bit longer to get out there. Most of those are nice itineraries. They're a bit different. Different to what they have these days. My issue, and it's very much a personal thing, is I can't do those countries in the summer.
No.
Because it's just too hot for me. I just can't cope with the heat. So we tend to try and, if we're going to do anything like that, it's either side. We have an issue about going away for too long a period at the moment because Ken's dad is 93, coming up 94. And we don't really want to be away for too long a period too often. So we are holding off on any decisions on that for a little while, aren't we?
Yeah, but that's personal things.
It's a personal thing. It's
nothing to do with the cruise.
The itineraries, well, I think there are certainly 2 that we would jump at if we had the chance.
And we'd love to go back on Arcadia again. We haven't been on her since 2018. And now she's having a refit in November, which I understand she needs desperately, if you listen to the reports. So yeah, we would love to go back on there, definitely. Before we come to the next question, I think Lindsay's got something she'd like to say. Yeah. About this. About this.
Well, as some of you know, that we do cruising ducks in our little shop on our website, but we thought we'd go a stage further, and we now have mugs
available.
Mugs available with, sadly, us on the front. There is a good side to this, though. If I turn it round, you'll see that you've got him on the back.
Yeah.
So these are now live on the website.
They are now live on the website.
These are live and available on the website. Yeah. So whichever way round you have it, it's a bit of fun. We hope it will make people smile.
Unashamed plug. Yes, unashamed plug to go onto the website, go to the shop. By the way, they're £8 each, plus postage and packing as well. So, if you'd like one, just go onto the website and order one up. It's a nice little thing, I think. They're microwave safe and dishwasher safe, apparently. So we've been informed. And, just a little thing. Right, on to the next question. Much more important.
Oh.
What's your favourite venue on board Aurora? I've got 2.
Yeah, I have 2.
I'll do the same.
I would say in the main, daytime crow's nest, and perhaps later in the evening. Early evening, particularly, I would say Anderson's.
Yeah, I'd say for venues as such, Anderson's and Crow's Nest. Both lovely places. Anderson's doesn't open till the evening, but it does get used for people to read in during the day. Beautiful, comfortable bar. No music in there. It's a talking bar, really. And it's a bit like an old-fashioned gentleman's club, I would say. Used to be a bit more like it, when it used to have the high back leather chairs and things like that in there.
Going right the way back to when she was first in service, at the far end of the bar is where they used to have smoking.
Oh, all the Cuban cigars and everything. Yeah. And no smoking in there now. Don't worry. No.
But that was really quite amazing because the whole of that back corner was just a smoking area for cigars predominantly, wasn't it?
Yeah, beautiful, stylish place for pre-evening drinks. Or if you've met some friends and just want to chat, talking about meeting friends. I'll come back in a second. I've just remembered something.
He's off again.
I've just remembered something.
This feeling poorly isn't doing him any good. Your head's all over the place.
I know my head's all over the talking about meeting friends and sitting in Anderson. This is Gary and Malcolm that we met on board. They've been following us for quite a while. Not that we knew about it. And we ended up spending a night quite late in Anderson's talking to them, didn't we?
Yes, we did. They kept us up late.
They kept us up till about 2:30 in the morning, which was, not like us, really. No. And then they also invited us to dinner one evening, didn't they?
Yeah, that was an unusual one because they were on second sitting and we were on first. Yeah. But they made arrangements with the restaurant staff because the second sitting wasn't completely full, and they were on a table for 4, but only 2 of them on there. And so they were able to get us to go into the second sitting with them for one night, which was very unusual for us to do. But yeah, it was really nice to be able to sit down and have a chat over a meal.
While Andy and Carla's question is still on the screen, there is another place that I like, and that's the Pennant Bar.
Yeah.
Pennant Bar's at the rear of the ship, at the sort of almost the top of the horseshoe rear. And it's a bar out there, and you can look back over, have a nice drink there, catches the sun there, and look across the wake view at the back, and it's just lovely. You can look down over and see the, I haven't got a photo for this one. I have, but not on here. Look down over and see the swimming pool and that behind it. It's a nice place to sit out, either in the day for a pint or in the evening if it's a nice warm evening, isn't it?
Yeah, it has to be warm out there, though, for me.
Yeah, for you. Yeah,
but it's really quite nice because if you don't like the sun, there's a sheltered area.
Yeah.
And if you do like the sun, you can sit out in it. So.
And if you don't want to go to the organised sail away events that they have in the Riviera pool these days, they used to have them at the back, but now they're in the Riviera pool. Go up there, enjoy the sail away as well. Have your own little sail away party.
Sometimes they have live music down on deck 8.
Sometimes they do, which comes up.
But it's not. It's not in your face.
No. Bob and Holly said they didn't drink that much. Oh.
They don't drink that much? No. Yeah. No, of course you don't.
Paul and Carol saying, thank you for sharing. Oh, right, yeah. So on the screen now, and you'll see it in the comments below, that is Paul and Carol's drinks prices and packages, what we spoke about earlier. Thank you, guys, for making that so much easier for us.
It means we don't have to do the work.
No, I've got to do the work. No, thank you. So, next one. Question. Do you know what ships in the P&O fleet are due for dry dock and refurbishment next? I know that Arcadia is this year, November 2024.
Followed by Aurora.
And we also know that the next one is Aurora, which is in April 2025.
So we're actually on the last cruise before her refurbishment.
Yeah, we are. We're on her March into April.
We're also under the understanding that a lot of that will be engines
work
and stuff, because they're obliged to do that every 3 years. So it's all part of the 3-year service.
And environmental
stuff. They have actually updated some of the seating areas, certainly in the pub, and I understand a lot of the outside chairs have been replaced in the last 12 months. So some of it is an ongoing thing. Certainly the painting is ongoing again. We saw that first
Yeah,
time and went,
yeah.
oh goodness.
She was looking a bit rusty, wasn't she, on the
She was,
outside when
yeah.
we got on, first of all. But I think with an overnight in Helsinki and a couple of the other ports,
They're doing a lot of work.
they've done a lot of work and they brought her back. So if I could have shown you a picture of her of the hull when we boarded and a picture of the hull when we got off, there was quite a noticeable difference, wasn't there? They did a lot of work on her, but it's constantly ongoing, that work. But dry docks, yeah, that's the two next dry docks.
I don't know of any others. There's obviously a list because they would have to book him into the docks such a long time in advance. But we're not sure what's happening after that.
Bob says that he lost an entire day's footage, so I think I definitely need a drink. Sad thing was, Bob, it was 4 days footage.
He'd be having kittens, wouldn't he?
Yeah, Bob would be having a baby if that was the case. Yeah. Bob agreeing that Glasshouse was awesome as well.
Yeah, I know that they enjoyed that. It's a really nice
Right.
place.
Evis, thank you for joining us. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. If I haven't, I do apologise. How did Struce compare to a recent Cunard ship on Queen Anne, and which was better value for money? The value for money is extremely easy to answer. Aurora, all the way. We paid a premium on Queen Anne because it was the maiden voyage, which we knew and we were aware of. It was our choice. But I'm just trying to remember what we paid now. I can't remember. I think we paid about £100 less to go on Queen Anne for 7 days than we did to go in an inside cabin than we did to go on Aurora for 16 nights in an outside cabin. So that's the sort of,
That's the difference, really.
That's the difference. So value for money, yes. Cruises compare, right.
How do you compare a cruise from one company to another? It's virtually impossible.
Yeah.
Everything you can think of is different because it pertains to the way that the cruise line runs. Even the enjoyment. You see, I enjoyed Anne for certain reasons, like the company and things like that. The entertainment's quite good. But I enjoyed Aurora for totally different reasons because it was, for me, it was just like, it's like coming home and putting an old pair of slippers on. It's just very comfortable.
Yeah, but we did have, to be honest, we've got to be honest, we did have a couple of issues on Aurora this time.
We did.
It's service in the main dining rooms at breakfast time, which we've never experienced before. They were doing some repair work in the Medina restaurant, which is a Freedom Dining restaurant. So to begin with, at the start of the cruise, breakfast was in the Alexandra restaurant at the back, which is a club dining. When it was in the Alexandra, there were no issues whatsoever. They moved it about a week in, something like that, back to Medina. We had all sorts of weird problems in there. The service was terrible, getting the wrong food, waiting long times for it, watering down the orange juice. We'd never ever seen that before.
No.
It was...
But then that was because they were using a different type of concentrate, and if it was mixed wrong, it was coming down to service, and it was thick.
Yeah. So we had huge problems on Queen Anne with food service. We had some problems on Aurora, not every day. Final day was absolutely perfect. Didn't have that many problems in the evening. There was a couple of issues in the main dining room in the evening on Aurora, but not to the extent of Queen Anne. And we always got served timely, didn't we? We were always in and out on time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, quality of the food. I think the quality of the food on Cunard is slightly better, but not.
But only when you can get it warm.
But only if you could get it hot. It's cold all the time. So, yeah, very difficult to compare. We enjoyed both of them, but for different reasons. And it was nice to be on a new ship and with some great company. And we had some great company on Aurora too.
They're probably suffering
They're probably suffering now, but they're over in Lisbon at the moment having a nice time, hopefully. So, yeah, I enjoyed both, but value for money, P&O, Aurora, every way, every step of the way, wasn't it? Yeah. Mr. ML agrees pleased with this, Aurora. It was nice to meet you both, and it was nice to meet you as well. Yes, we met a lot of people on board that were
that knew
followed
us.
Yeah, even before we got on the ship, we were queuing up, going through security. It was, hi.
As you go security, and it's the zigzag, and every time you went past various people, they were sort of saying hello and asking about the channel, and it was really quite funny. Yeah, that was nice. That
we better get a move on because we're sort of a bit behind.
Right.
Yes, we've got to catch up. Right. So Paul and Carol, worst nightmare losing footage. Yeah, I was devastated. Not at all good. Rose is saying, please hit the like button. Thank you very much, Rose, for doing that. And if you would please do it, I'd much appreciate it as well. Best cocktail on Queen Anne, asking for a friend.
Oh gosh, that's so difficult.
Ooh.
I know that Carol would say Bloody Mary, but that's because she had drank so many of them.
Don't let her little secrets out.
Testing.
She was testing. It was market research.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I don't know.
What was your favourite one? It certainly wasn't the tiramisu martini.
No.
That was not to my liking.
I quite like most of the gins.
Yeah, most of the gins are quite nice. I'm just trying to think of some of the strange ones I had on there. Because there aren't as many as there used to be.
No.
And because we were on the package, we only bought the ones that were in the package as well, which reduced it even more. Because when we were on Queen Mary last year, yeah, it was last year, the vast majority of cocktails, and there were a lot more choice on there as well, were in the package. Now there's not so many of them in there, so we were a little bit restricted. I'm just trying to think. What was it?
No idea. It's gone.
Gone. Tom and Dom, say hi. Hi, Tom and Dom. Nice to see you again.
Oh, they're saying hello to each other still.
Oh, yeah. Hello.
Paul here, guilty. Yes, we know you're guilty.
Don't say that. He'll hit me. He's bigger than I am. Well, taller. Question. Oh, hang on. Where have we gone? By modernising the Cunard experience, are Cunard simply entering a market with more competition? That's a very good question, Phil. They are. See,
I think they have to modernise.
I think they had to modernise certain things on there.
They have to appeal to a younger demographic.
We're not young.
No, but they have to appeal to a younger demographic. We're not necessarily the demographic that they're looking for, because we may prefer the other ships.
Yeah,
but
we may.
We may. But they do have to start doing things slightly differently. Let's face it, they've gone from doing fencing in the Queen's Room on a daily basis, or on sea days, which actually I would have quite liked to have a go at. But to archery, which I really would have liked to have a go at. There's a bit of a theme there.
Yeah.
But actually we didn't get a chance. There's a long story behind
weather
that.
Issues, really,
weather issues, yeah. So they have tried to change things about there. And I think they're trying to do it without losing too much of the Cunard feel. I'm not sure if a lot of the Cunarders will see it that way.
No.
But they've always been innovative, and I think they're trying to do that again.
Bright Light Society.
Bright Light Society was amazing.
Yeah.
Can't tell you too much because it would spoil the surprise, but it really was a fantastic evening's entertainment. And the performance was absolutely top notch.
Yeah. And that's something that I have been critical of Cunard of in the past, is their entertainment. Their production shows, let's qualify that. But they've changed it. It's like the chart room on there seemed a bit of a sort of non-entity. It's sort of down a corridor. And you go in the chart room in Queen Mary, and they usually have a jazz band in there most nights. Or trio, something like, I'm not a great lover of jazz, but it was there for people to enjoy if they enjoy that sort of thing. They had a piano in right at one end of the chart room, didn't they? And where it was stretched out along.
It was quite nice to be able to sit there and have somewhere to sit as a reasonably sizable group
and talk
and to sit and have a chat. But you almost felt as though you were in a corridor, but just off to the side, really. It was a bit strange.
I think Cunard have tried to be all things to all men with this ship. Maybe. And I don't think you can do that. I think maybe they should have gone a step further even and had it as a definite different part of the brand. Because they've tried to keep some things the same. I don't know. I don't know is the answer, Phil. But they have gone sort of a halfway house, really.
Perhaps they should have gone the whole way.
Perhaps they should have gone the whole way because
and have that one completely separate to the other three.
A bit like Queen Elizabeth II when she came out. She was ultra modern. She was space age seats and bright orange plastic and everything in the 1960s, which was really wacky and way out there and completely contemporary. Whereas on this one, they've gone half that way, but kept a lot of the traditional bits and pieces there as well. I think she's going to be a Marmite ship.
Oh, yeah.
I really do. But I think what they've tried to do is to keep everybody happy and end up making not that many people happy. So, sorry about that.
The pub in Tallinn.
The pub in Tallinn, the cider was quite nice. Yeah, it was. A cool looking pub. Banter definitely wasn't there. Yeah,
it's a bit of a shame.
Yeah, I agree.
We've been really looking forward to it, and it let us down.
Yeah,
the cider was excellent. Apparently,
Tallinn. Loved Helsinki. Yeah, Tallinn pub cider was excellent. Visby was a pleasant surprise. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I really enjoyed it as well.
Yeah.
Let's come back up. Ooh, lots of things here. Aurora is now my favourite ship, says Mr. ML. It's been our favourite P&O ship for a long time, hasn't it?
It has. It's nice that we're converting other people.
Yeah, not too many though. The prices will be going up. Certainly towards the top of my list as well now. See, that's what Bob and Holly are saying, which is good. Also need to sort out another visit to Bridgewater. Wow. Yeah. Or somewhere else maybe. Yes. Sedate. Just like BA Baracus. I'm not with that one. That must have been related to an earlier comment.
I think it must be a conversation that's going on between the others.
I've lost this. Right. Couldn't do those countries in the summer either. No,
it's just too hot for me. It doesn't make it an enjoyable time when you're just fighting the heat all the time. It's not much
Paul
fun.
and Carol say they love the cups.
Yeah,
thank you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a small start, but we haven't got Macy's like you have on your store. Paul and Carol also have a store as well. They have a huge range of lovely branded products on there, don't they? Yeah. So if you fancy having a look at their stuff, go over there as well. Gil and Sandra, who we met on Fred Olsen earlier this year, they don't like heat either. Yeah, it's
Very
difficult.
sensible people, you see.
Having said that, our travel agent Dan, who's just come back from Iceland, I'm not sure I'd want to have been there in the temperatures he was having, sort of -2, -3 in Iceland in the last week or so, isn't it?
Yeah, they
His
had quite a lot of snow, didn't they?
His poor old mother, she was frozen. They had snow and everything.
She's not that old.
No, she's back. She's younger than us, actually. Yes. Yeah. I didn't mean old mother. I meant poor old mother. Poor mother. Poor young mother. Yes, she's definitely younger than us. So Gil and Sandra are off on on Borealis. Yeah, lovely.
That's another one that cropped up as being an option for us, and finding time to do them all.
Yeah,
because our little fella here has to go to state places and. Well, he doesn't mind actually, does he? He's very easy to house. It's just having people that are available.
Paul and Carol like the pennant bar. Yeah, similar people.
Fabulous arft. Yes, she does have a fabulous arft.
Yeah, she's got a beautiful arft. And Andy and Carla, common denomination, the late nights. I know you're keeping up late on celebrities. So, no, it's not us. It's not us. Wow, it's a cruise time. Sorry I'm late. Don't worry about coming late. It's just great to have you here anytime. We're just very pleased to have everyone here, aren't we?
We're just still flabbergasted people want to speak to us, but there you go.
No, it's great that people want to speak to us.
It is.
Paul Cartini will pick the full. Oh, here's another question. Travelling light. We're on Aurora later this month, so thanks for the information so far. What is the best thing and the worst thing about Aurora?
The worst thing is getting off.
Yeah, it's the worst thing, getting off. We didn't want to get off. We never want to get off her.
The best thing is that she's just so easy and so comfortable to be on. The staff are happy. There's always service with a smile.
Mhm.
It's just easy to find your way around too. If you're one of these people that gets a bit confused as you come out of like lift doors and things, like me. It's
Prom deck's fantastic.
Prom deck's great. It just, she's just an easy ship to
She
be on.
fits us.
Yeah, she does.
Entertainment's pretty good. You got the Vista, you got the Carmen's at the back that have shows in. Don't miss Up All Night if you're on and they do that show in Carmen's, and sit fairly centrally.
Yeah, central. Very important to sit central and about 2 rows back if you can.
Yeah, get there early. It's worth getting there early for that one. Yeah. We loved it. And Applause, another brilliant production show on there.
Yeah.
Worst things about Aurora. For me, the pub.
Yeah.
It's always been a letdown. It's sort of got a walkway through it, and they have lots of things there, quizzes and things like that, and karaoke and race nights. Not that we really enjoy them that much. They have a busker in there. Yeah. Bob loved the busker on board, didn't he? He couldn't get enough of the busker. If you're into gambling, travelling like the casinos, a bit of a letdown for those that like to gamble.
It depends whether you're into that sort of thing.
We're not.
We play the slots occasionally.
Yeah, some of them are a bit dated, things like that. Don't go on there expecting it to be a brand new spanking ship, because she's not. No. She's a well-maintained, well-loved, well-looked after older ship with classic lines and classic styling to her. A lot of our Art Deco themes on there, aren't they? She's home. We've been going on her 17 times. We've been on her now, so she can't be that bad, can she? Yeah. Tina says how we support each other in their live vlogs. Oh, we're friends. That's what friends do, isn't it? You know.
And if it wasn't for this sort of thing, we'd never have found these friends. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the return us keeping people up all night. No, it's not us. It's not us. I mean, come on, we were up late with the cruise monkeys as well. I suppose it was us keeping them up late till 4 in the morning. No, it wasn't us.
Yeah. MDR service was trash. Rubbish.
Not just great, just not great. Staff on the whole, wonderful. Yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good in there at times. We never had it before. Maybe we were just unlucky with our waiters in the evening. He did seem a bit confused. Mr. ML noticed the juice was shower gel watered down. Oh, I did notice that.
Now, strangely enough, I think that the
shampoo was watered down.
And I think it's just where they're mixing it badly.
I don't know.
That's what it is.
I think
it'll come in containers that have to be diluted, and I think it's just being diluted wrong. I think that's all it is.
I don't know.
But yes, our shower gel was like that.
I think it's
shower gel was fine.
Shower gel was fine.
Shower gel was fine. It's a shampoo. Sorry,
I think they are penny pinching here, there, and everywhere.
Maybe.
That's your friend.
My friend's not my friend.
So, any car, punk car, although to be honest, we were chucked out of the pub because they wanted to go down when we met up. Close to it. Yeah, true. P&O were excellent value. Bob says, yeah, they are excellent value. You can't complain. So, Paul and Carol just editing the vlog for Queen Anne. We laughed out loud when we remembered the quiz name. Our dinner was hot. Yeah, we did get a hot one, didn't we?
Just
Tramonto was our best, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I think. Yeah. But we got to come to we're a bit behind you guys. Yeah, and Paul and Carol says Bloody Marys. Yes, that was a full thing. It was hot. Yeah. Hope you feel better soon. Yes, so do I. It's sort of been dragging on a bit now.
So do I.
But as long as Lindsey doesn't get it, because I'll really suffer then. But not so bad. Hot toddy. I can't because of the tablets and things I'm taking at the moment. Right. Hope it's warmer in Iceland in July. Yeah, so do I. But Dan certainly had it very cold up there.
But then it was snowing in Helsinki 3 weeks before we were there, and we had a beautiful hot day there. So the weather changes up there very quickly.
Yeah.
We didn't have any snow.
Warren Wolf says he feels like he's watching BritBox.
Thanks.
Thanks for coming along, Warren. Much appreciated. It's yes. Okay, the pub is a weird shape and machines in casino, very dated. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, everyone's saying hello, hello. Tom and Dom saying applause was great. It gets a standing ovation, doesn't it? Every time we see it.
We've seen it a number of times.
We
and
have.
It's never.
Yeah.
I've never seen it and people not give it a standing ovation.
No.
It just really is. It doesn't matter where you sit in the theatre, and we sat in a few different places to watch it. There's always something slightly different to see from a different angle, and there are so many costume changes. We know how many, but we're not telling anybody. And perhaps that could be a question for a competition.
Oh yes.
But it's just the complete slickness, and we were able to see how slick it was for people to get on and off in complete darkness, and they have quite a good blackout on there, but it was absolutely seamless. Brilliant. Really well done.
You've got a couple more things you wanted to mention.
Well, we talked about the weather. That wasn't very good, was it?
No.
I think it's actually sunny out there at the moment.
Paul and Carol got the rain now.
Yeah, push it back up that way.
Go on, up you go, up to Gloucestershire.
I've got some work to do this week, apart from trying to get all the weeding done in the garden. Some of it's up here somewhere. But also got to get the newsletter out this week. So there will be a new edition of the newsletter probably later in the week. And so we'll see what appears on there, because I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to put in.
Oh, really?
No.
Exciting.
No.
Well, we've just done 2 cruises in quick succession. If you want to sign up for the newsletter, it's completely free. Go to the website, kengocruising.co.uk, and if you go on the homepage, if you scroll down, you'll see a nice little green little thing come up. Click on that one, then sign up, and then you'll be on our mailing list for the newsletter.
As we said earlier, the mugs are now live.
Yep.
So if you're interested in that, then you can order those directly on the website as well.
Yep.
Our next live,
Oh, yes.
when I looked at the diary,
Yes.
will actually be in 3 weeks' time.
3 weeks. Well, that's because we sort of missed a week because we were coming home. Yeah.
So it'll be on the 1st of July. So put it in your diary. 1st of July. We'll be back again. I'm not sure quite whether we'll have Dax awake or not.
Well,
but,
he's fallen asleep now.
He's
Poor little devil.
He's gone sound asleep,
Yeah.
bless him.
So thank you all very, very much for joining us tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure. I do apologise about coughing and spluttering through, but Lindsey held it all together. Well done, dear. And Dax obviously appreciates you coming. So good night from us, and we'll see you again soon. Don't forget, if you want to know anything, go to the website, contact us. We'll be there. Okay? Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Why not pop over to our website, kengocruising.co.uk. There you can find out a little more about us, check out our reviews on ships we've cruised on, and some of the ports of call we've enjoyed to date. We also have a small online shop for you to browse that includes our very own delist cruising ducks. If you'd like to contact us about anything, just go to our Contact Us page.